Hi, I'm Rachel Whitefield, certified life coach, and with me is our favorite Disney darling, Jackie Black. Thank you for joining us on another fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent
Spellbound with Black.
and Whitefield.
Rachel, we went to Disneyland. We're gonna talk about that today. I'm so excited. Let's talk about what we're drinking so we can get right to it.
Yes, jump into the whiskey, then we can jump into the Disney download. Very exciting.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
I'm drinking Blanton's again. It was delicious.
Of course
I
you are. It
clearly
was fancy. Oh, you had
like
a good
it.
time.
I've drank it a couple times this week. I think I'm
hmm
gonna drink it for the show this week, and then I'm gonna save the rest.
Then you got to get
It's
another one with a different, you got the L horse this time.
Yep. Yep. I gotta get a different. I'm hoping to get a different letter.
I am drinking the very last drink,
The last
the last
drop.
drink of Courage and Convictions Cuvée cask from Virginia Distillery Company. Friends of the show, I have been nursing this bottle, but
Yeah.
as we're going to go over a very fun episode today, obviously for our
Yeah,
visual watchers on YouTube, we have our Disney ears on. We are ready
we
to go.
do.
I'm going right with the freezer ice, but because my favorite color is pink and I'm wearing my Disney Spirit jersey, new in pink. So I'm going to go with the Fancy Sprinkles tourmaline pink glitter for an addition to my whiskey today. So over the
I
ice we
am
go.
I am using the sterling silver.
Oh, bottle empty. Wah, wah.
Mwah,
Wah,
mwah.
wah.
And I'm drinking mine. I'm drinking mine neat.
You do like your whiskey
I'm
neat.
just
That's
I
like
do
Hoser.
I feel like I am tasting it in its purest form, obviously, because there's no mixers, but like I get that full body of flavor
hmm
when I drink the whiskey, and it's so smooth to sip and it warms me up. And quite frankly, I need it right now because it's toasty AF in Virginia.
It's getting cold out
Sorry,
here.
not toasty. It's chilly. So I need to be toasty. Okay. So
Well, Clinkies.
love that.
Clinking.
Clean case.
Mm, mm. This is gonna be a fun show.
It's so good.
Mhm.
I know. I have to say that Disneyland, going with you as an adult, no kids, for the
Mhm.
first time in years, has sort of reawakened my Disney spirit. And I'm going to admit it, I kind of am just edging myself into becoming a Disney adult. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm. You know,
Um,
it took me a while to fully admit that I was a Disney adult and take it from someone who's wearing their pink sequin Disney
Obsessed.
spirit jersey, their new ears, because at first I was like, I'm not a Disney adult. Like, I didn't want to be one of quote unquote them. I don't want to be a
Right.
Disney
The
adult, but I
Disney
was,
bounders.
yes, and I was just like, no, and it was very funny. It was just like, I just enjoy going. Once a year, I go to take myself to Disneyland, get a new set of ears, watch Disney Plus, Disney movies all the time. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a Disney adult. Am I a fanatic? No. But I think as far as being in clubs,
Hmm.
or that you would self-identify as
Hmm.
Disney adult.
Yeah.
Disney adult. And I want to
Yeah.
say my friend Lolo, she met her fiance because what they had in common on the dating apps was that they were both Disney adults.
See,
Mm-hmm.
it's just it was just like so magical. So
Really
let's,
is.
I guess, just start from the beginning. From I guess from the beginning. Rachel, take it away.
Yes. So I know everyone, long-term listeners of the show will understand, like, I, as an adult woman with her own adult woman money, I like to take myself on a vacation once a year, and that is Disneyland. It is a It's a warm blanket vacation. I know what I'm going to get. I know what to expect. I know how much it's going to cost roughly, like more than roughly, you kind of know.
Yeah.
And airfare, whatever. I have an airline like travel credit card. So I was like, I don't have to worry about flights out there, anything. But I was like, I know, I don't know who I'm going with, but I put it on the calendar. I went last year and I was like, okay, I like to go to Disneyland in the fall before it gets
Mhm.
well cold for Southern California, but it's not hot in the summertime anymore. I like to go in the fall.
Yeah.
I just like to
It was
I
gorgeous.
like to take myself to Disneyland. I said, I don't know who's coming with me, but I know that I am going. And so around June, I was like, hey, Jackie, do you want to be the lucky person that gets to go to Disneyland with me? Because the way I had described it, you're like, I really want that because this is how I do Disneyland. And thank you,
Mhm.
Lolo, once again for like showing me how to do Disneyland because I have done open to close, 8 a.m. to midnight. Do not do it. It is not worth it. It is terrible. And then the next day you can't walk and you're like, oh, I fucked up. So how I like to do Disneyland is exactly how we did it. I like to sleep in. I like to pour myself a mimosa when I wake up. I
Yep.
like to take an afternoon mimosa nap, you know,
Yeah.
take a shower, full glam, go for a late lunch,
Hmm.
downtown Disney. Then you're gonna
Hmm.
go do your park hopper. And then you're gonna go to the park around 4 to midnight. That's still 8 hours at Disneyland.
That is a
Full
whole
day.
day.
That's a full day at Disney. Yeah.
It really is. We
Hmm.
walked 8 miles a day.
Over 8 miles a day. We sure did. And very appropriate shoes, and our feet still hurt.
Yes.
Yes, they did. But so, I was like, Jackie's coming along with me on my vacation. But what we do know is our love for our friends and that we treat each other better than anyone could ever treat any our friends.
Right.
Like we are the standard that men
We're
have
the
to be.
standard. Yes.
So, I was like, hey, I already got the hotel, Anaheim Hotel. Shout out the Anaheim Hotel. So wonderful. Kitty Corner Disneyland. So wonderful. I said I really wanted to go. It's been a refurbished, old, timey hotel, you
Yeah.
know. And so I
It was
said,
so cool.
I've got the hotel already booked. Why don't you buy the tickets? And then it'll just be a wash because we have the
Yeah.
hotel room for 5 days.
Yeah.
And you said, absolutely, we can do that. And
Easy peasy. Let's
easy
do it.
peasy, lemon squeezy. And we bought the tickets and then
Hmm.
we bought you bought
My
your
plane ticket.
airline ticket out. And I was like, oh my God, we're doing it. We're doing it. I'm
Yep.
unemployed and I've saved up for this trip, I'm
Yeah.
unemployed. I could do more responsible things with that money, but I've got cash money for this vacation.
By the time you go, it's free. It's
It's
your
free.
spending money at
Girl
that
math.
point because girl
Absolutely.
math, because you have already, the money is gone.
And then I paid
The
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 hotel on
reservations
the
are made.
airline credit card. So I'm like, I'm just getting
Yeah.
more miles to go next. This is how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, we are really going. Got your airline ticket. Yes. And it's perfect timing. We're gonna get to the hotel around the same time. So it's not
Yeah.
as someone, has to be waiting a long time. So I've been in San Diego for a week before this. So I took a 2 week vacation to California, see my friends. And then I took the Amtrak Pacific Surfliner up from Old Town, the Santa Fe
And it
station,
was
Old Town San
so
Diego
beautiful.
to
You
the
sent me those photos.
to the
Oh
Anaheim
my gosh.
station. And anyone who hasn't taken the Pacific Surfliner, let me tell you, it is a beautiful, beautiful train ride. I got a free glass of wine. I did do business class because, of course, I did. But that train goes straight up the coast and it has the
It's
most beautiful
gorgeous.
beach scenes and no traffic, of course. So
Yeah.
I'm just living my best life on this train up to Anaheim. Then get to Anaheim, take an Uber up to the hotel. Hotel room's not ready yet. So I said, no worries. There is a Walgreens right on the corner. I'm like, I'm going to set us up for success. I'm going to set
I
us up for
am.
success. Hmm.
This is my favorite part.
Hmm. So I walk down to Walgreens. I drop off the luggage. They give me a little tag. I love it, of course. So they take my luggage, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go walk down. So I said, I bought us breakfast sandwiches. I said, darling, what do you need? He said, I need nasal spray. I have allergies. I've been traveling. I was like, let us get Band-Aids. Let us get baby powder. Let us get Sudafed. Let us get Advil. breakfast
Yeah.
sandwiches, vodka, cranberry juice, champagne, orange juice. Shout out to the Walgreens on
For
Harbor
real.
Avenue in Catella because it's open 24 hours a day and they had
They
everything.
had everything. They
Everything.
really did. Because
Hmm.
you like stocked up the fridge. You had everything in there
I know.
waiting.
Waiting. I brought hot Cheetos, bean dip. That's just, I
Yep.
can't believe you have
That's
never
our
had that snack before.
magical.
Yes.
No, never. I've never had that magical snack
Hmm.
ever.
It's so
And
good.
hi, Jackie, thanks you. Let me tell you.
Yes, because we do know, we do growing up, we do love hot Cheetos. I was
Yes.
like, okay.
We're
So I was
from
like,
Southern California.
if we're just having a friend-assance and just
Yeah.
let's go back to our teenage years, let's go have our hot Cheetos together.
Let's eat fake
So
food.
I dropped a very pretty penny down at that Walgreens, and
Yeah.
it was just clank, clank, clank bottles the block
All
back.
the way back home.
All like clank, 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 clank. I'm clanking these bottles back. Like I was like, I got us water. I got us everything. You don't have to lift
Yeah.
a finger. And you said, I'm on my way to the airport. On my way to the hotel from the airport. And I was like, sweet. So I thought I'd get there earlier, be able to check in earlier. I was not able to check in early. I was going to be able to get a shower, get freshened up before you got there. But I was like, you text me, I'm on my way. I had just gotten back up to the hotel room, gotten ice. That was it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I met you in the lobby.
I mean, in the lobby. Mm-hmm.
All I did was Venmo you really for
You
this
ve-
trip and show up.
you bought your
That's
airline
really,
ticket and you Venmoed, and then you showed up. That was it.
that was it. And everything was ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and then you open your suitcase because it wasn't even open yet.
Mm-mm.
And you were like, I have outfits. I have outfits were the most magical words I've ever heard because I merely brought a carry-on because I knew you had said like I have 3 days at minimum worth of outfits, matching outfits.
Yes, yes. So I was like, we had planned our outfits before, like
Yeah.
you were like, okay, I have two of this silly Lisa Frank tracksuit. I have
Yeah.
coordinating similar dresses.
And then we got the tank tops.
And then we did buy matching tank tops. So it had what is it? Oh,
Maleficent.
Maleficent on it. And she says, I run this castle.
Like my ears.
That's right. So we were like, okay, let's plan the outfits. But I said, you know what? I had back to the um episode where we were just like, the universe provides. I had been
Yeah.
in Reno, Nevada recently, and I put $20 in the pug party payout machine.
And you wore 400, you
I
won
won
$400.
$411. It was
Oh
real
my
money they
God.
gave to me. So I said, Jackie, I'm going to take us out to fancy girl dinner.
I love it. You
Fancy
literally
girl dinner.
took me on a
But
fancy girl dinner date. You brought me an outfit to wear
mm-hmm,
on the date. Like, gentlemen, please listen up.
mm-hmm,
This is exactly how you do it for a woman like me. You brought me the outfit to wear.
mm-hmm.
I put it on. You slapped on an identical outfit, but different colors. We
Mm-hmm.
looked like walking rainbows.
Yes. So we
So
like,
cute in our
if we're
matching outfits.
if we're gonna Disney bound with our rainbow dresses, I was like, oh, we're um
Inside Out too.
inside out too. Yes,
You
let's
were
have our
Inside
colors.
Out, and I was definitely Inside Out too. I was the added emotions, which I just watched that movie yesterday.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So that was,
So good.
I was joy on top and you were
Yeah.
very anxiety on the top. So that was a lot of fun.
Always.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
weird.
we go out to Naples, downtown Disney. We get full glam. We're ready. And I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter what time we get down there. We'll get
It
down there
doesn't.
at the perfect timing when we arrive.
Right.
And the words
Right.
of Julie Andrews, a queen is never
Mary,
late.
Mary Poppins herself.
Yeah. But Princess Diaries,
Yes,
Queen
I
of
know.
Genovia,
Yes.
she arrives precisely when she means to. So we're ready.
Queen is never late.
Queen is never late.
And
So
that dinner was so freaking delicious.
appetizers, bottle of wine,
Bottle of wine.
bottle of
She
wine.
brought me the outfit. We then were coordinating in our cute outfits.
Mhm,
She
besties.
took me on a date to Italian food and got a bottle of wine for the table. We didn't order separate drinks. She got the bottle. These
Mm-hmm.
are standards I will always be able to hold.
Thank you. Oh, I
I
am
will
the
always
bar.
be
I
able to
love
hold.
it so much. That's right.
I
That's
love it so
right.
much.
This is why Snoop has to like figure it out. He's just like, oh no. We're gonna
Oh no.
figure it out. Yeah. So, you want tiramisu? Yes, yes, whatever we want.
Oh, we did.
I'm spending Nevada's money over here. It's not real money.
In America.
Yeah.
Or in America, in California.
In California. Absolutely. Because it's just extra money that the universe had provided. Free
Right.
trip. And I was like, I'm happy to share my winnings on a
I
fancy girl
love it.
dinner because I've known people what recharges their batteries. Solo camping trip, being alone, solitude. I'm like a night in the city, getting dressed up, going to fancy dinner.
Yes.
Getting dressed up fancy dinner recharges my batteries like nothing else.
Absolutely.
I don't want to look at
I a
prices.
100% agree.
Just want to go to
I
fancy dinner.
100% agree. A good glass of wine,
Mm-hmm.
a good paired glass entree combo.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about it. I love it.
Forget about it. Forget about it.
And
You
it was
ride with me, baby.
delicious.
100% in style.
Yes.
Yes.
Spare no expense. Top tier, top shelf.
Yes.
Rachel is top shelf, let me tell you.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yep.
So, yes, fabulous girl dinner. We had to get it out of the way. Not out of the way, but it's like we've got Disney for the next we had a 4-day park hopper.
Yeah.
Because I know
With,
I will not be able to just go back to the hotel, get fancy, get pretty. Well, we're going to be exhausted. We have to do fancy girl dinner night one.
yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
also
And
said,
we did a little window shopping that
because
night
I
too.
also told you, because I know you haven't been to Disney in quite some time. And I said,
Yeah.
we're going to do window shopping, go through World of
Mm-hmm.
Disney, go through the dress shop, go through Disney Home, everything. You're not, and I said, you are not allowed to buy anything.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to buy anything because one, they've got a million of it. You once you have it in your mind of what you really, really want and keep thinking about that, then you can buy it. Because what I
Yeah.
didn't want you to do is to just get so overwhelmed that you were like, I have to buy everything. It's like we got to
Yeah.
slow our roll. We have to know. We
You
gotta
have
like
a
slow down.
method
Hmm.
to the madness
Yeah.
that it ensues for 4-day park hoppers. Because that is I'm just saying that's a little crazy that we did that 8 hours a
And
day.
and you've been to Disney World, which I never have been.
Yeah.
However, you have been to you last time technically we figured it out. The last time you were at Disneyland was grad night 2001 when we were at
Yeah.
Disneyland, technically together. I didn't think we hung
Yeah.
out that day, but we
I
were
think we did though. That's the thing. I think I remember going on at least one ride or like
no
going to
doubt.
one of the little club spaces, if I remember, because they had like little spaces where they had like DJs and stuff or like
Hmm.
seeing you there. I remember you at Disneyland.
Yeah.
So the last time I was at Disneyland, you were at Disneyland
When we were 18.
when we were 18, just a couple of whippersnappers,
Oh, knee high to
couple of small
climb.
town whippersnappers we were.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So, of course, like we go back to the hotel because we were both really exhausted. We didn't stay out too late because we had been traveling. Like the wine is getting to us. So it's like, okay,
Right. We had a bottle.
we had a bottle. Well, two glasses each. It wasn't too crazy.
It
We're
wasn't too.
responsible adults.
We are, but you bought vodka too, and that was back at the room.
We did.
And
Yeah.
we had vodka before we left for the
Yeah.
restaurant. Remember?
Yes, we had a dressing drink, as I like to call
Yeah.
it.
We
A
had
dressing drink.
a cocktail
Cocktail. And then dinner, and then back to the hotel room. Mini
to get
fridge,
our beauty rest.
champagne on ice. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And then the next day was election day,
It was, yeah.
bro.
We got there on the Monday and we
Hmm.
knew Tuesday. And I just want to say, I just happened to schedule this time in the fall, like after Halloween. I wanted just like a low population week at Disney. And that
Yeah.
just happened to be it.
Yeah.
So it just happened to also coincide the same time as the election. And I said,
Yeah.
either way it comes out, we'll still be at the happiest place on earth.
Right. And
So,
that was a fucking life hack. Oh, I've said it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm never going to spend another presidential election outside of a Disney park.
Yeah. It was
Period.
wonderful. It was wonderful.
It
And I
was
know.
the like it didn't doesn't matter who you were going to vote for.
Mhm.
If you did not want to think, hear, see anything about the election, Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Holy
Disneyland.
shit.
Maybe other Disney parks as well, but we can only speak
Yeah.
for Disneyland
Yeah.
because I don't know what the dress code at Disneyland is, but there was no political affiliations anywhere. And what our agreement to each other, which we did not keep that promise to each
Nope.
other, was we're going to stay off our phones. We are going to stay off our phones and we're not going to do it. And then later in the afternoon, hey, let me check this text, but also let me refresh my phone. Let me do this. So we were kind of looking through it, totally fine. And then, but I was like, I think the goal was kind of to go on not in this trip, but to go on every ride eventually at Disneyland. To say I have
Yeah.
done everything at Disneyland. And my focus was on um Fantasyland in this trip
Yeah.
because the Limey, my ex-husband, like would not go on the King Arthur's carousel with me. He would not go. It's a Small World was closed for holiday refurbishment, but it was like everything that we could go on, I wanted to just focus on that land,
Yeah.
and to go on the things that I've always wanted to go on, but I just never could, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to go on the teacups,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's very like my focus was on Fantasyland, but uh yeah, that night we Disneyland was closing, and so we were just
It
like
closed at 10.
close at 10 for holiday refurbishment. We went as a really weird time, but let's be honest, still 8 miles, 8 hours at Disneyland.
8 hours. I
We're
was
doing
exhausted by
I
the end
was
of the night.
I was not upset we couldn't stay until midnight, but we know this is
But
what.
you hit on that first day,
Mm.
we learned how to use the fast pass, and then you were hitting every line like you were so methodic about going from ride to ride to ride. I think on that first day we rode like 10 rides, dude.
Yeah, and I really wanted to start Piece de Resistance was Rise of the Resistance, the
Yes.
Star Wars ride. I wanted to take you to Star Wars Land just because it is the most beautiful thing. Like
It's
the full-size
crazy.
Millennium Falcon, everything. And so I wasn't really familiar with the Disney Pass, or the Disney app. So I was like, okay, I don't know how to use Lightning Lane, but we bought
Yeah.
it, 4-day park hopper, like with
With
Lightning
lightning.
Lane.
Yeah.
So
Worth it.
dude, I can't ever not have Lightning Lane again. It was incredible. But I was on like, okay, we got it. Boop, we're gonna because I had made the park reservation so I could schedule everything for you. So it was,
Yeah.
let's do this. Let's do this. You know what? It's Star Wars Smuggler's Run. We're gonna get in the single rider lane right now. Like I knew how to do it.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
me,
you did.
Disney adult.
And we went on so many freaking rides that it really did distract us for most of the day. And
Mhm.
then we started seeing everything come in, and oh my god, that stressed us out. But I don't think I was as stressed out as I really could have been if I was just at home. So
Yeah.
I'm not joking when I say I will be at a Disney park every election.
And it wasn't going the way that we wanted it to go, and that was kind of the writing was on the wall. But okay, so in the words of Coco Chanel, she only drinks champagne on two occasions, when she's in love and when she's not.
Yeah.
In the words of Rachel Whitefield, I only drink champagne on two occasions, when I'm happy and when I'm not.
Right.
So we'd already had our first bottle of champagne. We were out. I can only carry so much back to the room,
Right.
on the first day. So I was like, okay, no matter what happens tomorrow morning when we wake up, we're still at
We're gonna have
Disneyland. I'm still with my best friend, but we are going to buy 2 bottles of champagne, and we will either drink them when we are happy or we will drink them when we are not. But so
right.
we went and got more breakfast sandwiches from the 24-hour Walgreens, and we bought more champagne, and we're like, okay, this is for tomorrow. We're prepped. No matter what happens, we're ready for tomorrow. And
Right.
we passed a man selling hot tamales. When I say hot tamales, not
Yes.
the candy, but
No, the warm tamales,
warm tamales. And so we did
like
not
ready to
partake.
eat.
We did not partake that first night. But again, he planted the seed.
Right.
And I was like, ooh, tamales do sound good. So
Yep.
so shout out to the
So we got
tamales.
those. We got the tamales on the way home, and we got 2 bottles of champagne, and
Mm.
we woke up to the news and popped both of those bottles and downed them.
Yep. And then we
And
recorded the show
you can listen to that podcast because we drink them on the show.
on
You
the
drink them with
show.
us.
I think it's because we were just talking back and forth and we're like, we just have to get this out. We just have to
Yeah.
put it up. So of course we were sleeping in yesterday's makeup. We just came
Yeah.
back, had a cocktail, and then just went to bed because we are so exhausted. The next morning, I still have like my mini ear hair in,
Yep.
smudged eyeliner. It's not the best look for us, but we're real if nothing else here on the show.
That's true. Authentic as fuck.
Authentic. That's
As
absolutely right.
you're gonna get exactly what you see. What you see is what you get. And
Yes.
we're gonna give it to you.
And it was so wonderful because after that, when you do full glam, I feel like I take a lot of time to get ready, and I'm a little buzzed at that point. I'm a little sauced,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, I'm still editing." Like, "Oh, I was getting kind of anxious and caught up, and being like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'll hurry up." And you were like, "We got nothing but time. I'm exactly where I want to be. Wherever you are is where I want to be." You know,
Yeah. You didn't need to
like
hurry up. I was not in a
Disneyland isn't
rush.
Disneyland's open till 10 midnight, but like we've got all the time in the world and I'm with the person where
We
I
were
want to
going to
go.
go to California Adventure that day. I in
Mhm.
my head knew that's a smaller park.
Yeah.
So if we didn't get 8 hours in like I was just thinking to myself, like, well, it doesn't really matter because I'm sure we'll do at least 3 laps around that park. It's just a pier
Yeah.
with rides that kind of are in a circle. Like it's not
Mhm.
as big as Disneyland. I already knew that. So I
And
was not in a rush, and I know what that feels like when you feel like you have to hurry and you're not going to be able to do everything that you want to do, and I hate that feeling.
yeah, and I do suffer from a
Anxiety.
fair amount of time. I call it time anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
and so but you
Yeah.
were so wonderful and you were like, "No, we'll get there when you get there. Like it's totally fine." Because also I wasn't lollygagging. I was
Yeah.
doing work for the podcast.
Yeah.
you know and
Yeah.
so
It
I was
was,
like,
you were
okay,
killing it.
everything's good. Let's get ready to go. And let me tell you, those Santa Ana winds were
They were whipping up.
whipping up. We could hear them. I was like, what is going on? But I don't always dress appropriate for every occasion. I try to dress nice and fancy for every occasion, but I'm not always in the perfect footwear for
But
how
on
far I
this
need to
day,
walk. But on this day, we sure were,
oh
because
my God.
God love Amazon, because I had bought, it looked like we stepped out of a Lisa Frank
Coloring book.
folder.
Yeah. Folder. Yes.
Yeah.
We were a couple of trapper keepers.
Lisa Frank Trapper Keepers looking. So
Oh
it
my
was like
gosh.
a zip up jacket with matching pants, black.
Windbreakers.
Yeah, no, well, they weren't windbreaker fabric, but just look like
Track
just
suits.
think of a windbreaker tracksuit, but just like cloth. And
Black.
it is neon colors, neon tigers, neon green ferns, just
Ferns.
pink tigers, orange neon. Everything is just neon on these tracksuits matching. Jackie and I were matching same outfits because it's chilly that day. And I was like, this is the
It
most
was
perfect day.
it was gorgeous that day. Like
Gorgeous.
the Santa Ana winds actually were just blowing through the buildings,
Hmm.
and they weren't as strong like once we got into the park, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful day.
Yeah.
They were warm winds, and then it was like kind of cool outside.
Cool
I
at
don't know how to
night. Yeah.
explain it.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then it would just get colder, yeah, through the day. And so they were perfect. We wrapped our jackets around our waist to get to the park. We got our freaking margaritas and we were off
At
because they sell
Award wieners.
alcohol at
DCA.
California Adventure, and
Yep.
I didn't know.
Yep. So, of course, and our agreement was this: you buy a snack, I buy a snack, you buy a snack, I buy a snack. But
Yep,
all snacks have to be shared so we
you
can
share.
now consume more snacks.
Yes.
More snack. I would just want to eat all the Disney food, but I don't want to get full. So,
And we don't waste it.
except for churros, which that was every woman for herself.
Right. Yeah.
Because you have to
After
have
the
it.
first one, it absolutely was every
Yeah.
woman
I was
for
like,
herself.
we
We
can share
shared
the
one, and
popcorn.
after that, we were like, I'm
Do
not
you
sharing one of those with you ever again
do
because
you
I
want
need my
another
whole one
churro?
and you need your whole one.
Yeah, we need a whole churro. Yes. So that was, you buy two churros at a time. But yeah, so of course I bought some let me see, carne asada fries and hibiscus margaritas at Award Wieners.
I love that place. So
Done.
freaking good.
Done. Because
Yes. And
again,
this was the day you refused to go on the Ferris wheel.
yeah.
The first day.
Well, the first time I refused to go on the Ferris wheel. Because let me tell you, I do not like heights. I do not like the dropping sensation. I do not like it. I have been on, I think it used formerly called Mickey's Fun Wheel. It's called like Mickey's Pal Around Pals now. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
swinging gondolas and the stationary gondolas. And I want to tell you, that is a terrifying ride. The first time I went on it, I had no idea what I was in for, but it has that dropping sensation all the time because the gondolas slide down on a loop.
Man,
I do not like that. And so I was like, I don't have to prove anything to myself. I've already gone on this ride twice. I've already
I know. No,
been on the
I've
Tower
never
of
been on it.
Terror and Guardians Mission Breakout now twice. I don't need to go on it. I don't need to make the anxiety to build up to go on those rides and then to like the feeling that I don't like after that. I don't like it. I'm an adult woman. I paid for this vacation. I do not have to do anything I don't want to do. So you were like, let's go on this ride. And I was like, again, fast pass to the
Like,
rescue. Oh, we need to go on the
sure.
Incredicoaster. Oh,
Yeah, you
let's go
kept
to
booking
Goofy
up those
Sky
rides
School.
and you were killing it. This
Mhm.
was the day, though, the day right after the election, is we had ourselves a little triple date. It was really a
Mhm.
date between me and Snoop, is who we're calling him. But Rachel was there. And if you guys want to hear about that, you
Mhm.
guys got to go over
To Patreon.
to Patreon
Hmm.
to
Link
listen about
below.
all those details. But we eventually park hop from Disney California Adventure over
Real
to
quick though,
Disneyland.
if we're just doing a Disney download, I want to say
Yeah.
San Francisco Square, where we're going to eat dinner, we had macaroni and cheese sour
Bowls.
bread bowls.
Oh my
I'm
God.
salivating right now. So
They
it
were
was
so
macaroni and
freaking
cheese, and what
good.
was the other one? Because we had been drinking. Because we rolled into DCA
I think it
piping
was
hot with a bottle of champagne in us each.
yeah,
Then we have
each. You had a
margaritas.
bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
I had a bottle of champagne.
Yep.
Then we went to margaritas.
Yep.
We had two margaritas
Hmm.
just walking. And then
Yeah.
we went to we just kept having alcohol. We didn't I don't think we drank water much that day.
No,
I don't
no,
think we hydrated much.
no.
There was ice in our drinks.
Absolutely. But
So I
it
think
was
that's
just
fine.
ice with a side of margarita.
Yeah, it was fine.
Hmm.
But San Francisco is so cute.
Yeah.
So much good food
Hmm.
in that food court. All different kinds of food. I loved it.
Yeah.
We got wontons. The other bread bowl, I think, if I remember correctly, was like a potato.
Oh, potato soup. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think it was a
so. It was like that
potato.
traditional San Francisco soup
Yeah,
and a bread roll.
yeah.
So
We
still,
couldn't figure out what we wanted. We both wanted one of each, so we just got one of each.
yeah, so delicious. And so then
Yeah.
almost made me go on Mickey's Fun Wheel again. And I was like, hey,
And
so
we
I
were
like
on our way, and they were like, "It's
it's
closed."
closed. And then I just yell out, oh, thank God.
Literally, right? He said, "Oh, thank God!" Right
Oh,
to
thank God.
his face, and the guy was like, "Okay."
Like, why are you walking up to this line if you do not want to go in it, ma'am? Let me tell you about the next day.
Yep. And then we park hopped and we got to go into Oga's over at
Yes.
Star Wars Land.
Yes, we went to Star
What
Wars Land
was that
again.
drink called that we ordered that had a cloud on top of it?
I don't know. I know there's a Yub Nub, which I think that's
Yeah.
what I got, but they're all very sweet. But
Yeah.
it's the experience of it, a little robot DJ. We're just happy to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Mhm.
really cool. I thought that was such a cool experience. I wish they had chairs at the bar, but I don't think they want you to
They
stay.
don't want you to sit there. They want you in and out.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you had two drinks. I was like, I've had enough today for
They
sure.
were really sweet.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think that's what ended it for you.
Yeah. And then it was like, hey, you want to go fuck up Fantasyland?
And then we ended it just by riding all those little kid rides. And we
All the
rode
little kid rides. Yeah.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and Snow White and what's
Peter
the other one we
Pan,
rode? Peter
Pinocchio's Daring
Pan.
Adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did all of
Storyland
those.
boats, Storybook
It
Land
was
boat.
just so nostalgic to go on all of those rides as an adult, like there were times when I was in those rides and I was just getting misty eyed because I was just remember being a kid with my mom and dad in
Mhm.
these rides. And now I'm just like an adult enjoying Disneyland, like, I don't know, with my best friend. It just made me feel so like joyful. Like
Yeah. And
I forgot completely about what happened and the day before, and there was no being sad or depressed about the outcome of the election. And it was just like it filled me with a sense of, and I said it multiple times, like I feel it filled me with a sense of like, all right, so we're just going to move forward, and this is not going to steal my joy.
it was just a really finality about it of,
Yeah.
hey, the election's done and over with. You can't do anything more about it. So, and that's why I'm really glad, like at the very, if we were going to go during an election, I was really very glad that it happened the first day we were there
Yeah.
and not like the last day we were there where it's like, okay, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Kind of
Yeah.
end our vacation on it. Start your vacation at the very, very beginning about it. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. Hmm.
That's the day we start it, and then we just fuck up Fantasyland, I guess, for the rest of the time we are there.
Absolutely.
And
But it's also,
Frontierland.
yeah, yeah. I think it's just because it's like they're such sweet little rides, attractions. They're called attractions,
Yeah.
like nothing can go wrong there. It's kind of that feeling of the movies you watched when you were a little kid, the Dumbo
Yeah.
ride.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I just remember thinking that the rides looked like the cartoon, like as a kid, that's what was happening. Like I was seeing the ride from my own eyes in my own mind as a child,
Hmm.
because I used to ride those rides every weekend, because we had season pass season tickets.
Hmm.
They weren't magic key holders. They were just Disneyland season passes.
Hmm.
And we would go literally like every weekend, every other weekend to Disneyland. And the one part of Disneyland that is absolutely identical, besides like Main Street,
Hmm.
is Fantasyland.
Yeah.
Fantasyland is Fantasyland, period. Like the only thing that's really changed is that little boat ride has added some of
Oh,
the movies, the
but
later movies.
yeah, the Storybook Land boats, but they've
Yeah.
added later movies, but again, it's
That's
still Storybook Land boats.
yeah.
Hmm.
Right. Right. And I actually my mom never really took me on that. I don't know why. I would have loved it.
Didn't want to
Little
capsize.
tiny houses.
I know. And oh my gosh, let's be honest. What I wouldn't give to be a Disneyland duck in my next life.
Bro,
I
I
don't want to
want to
be a
be a
duck
duck at
anywhere.
I either
I
want
don't
to
want to be the
be
person that dresses up as Donald or Daisy. I just want to be a duck that lives at Disneyland.
a duck, a mallard,
Yep.
period.
Yep. No
If I'm
danger.
not if
Hmm.
I'm not one of those cats that I see at the all-inclusive resort in Jamaica,
Hmm.
I want to be a Disneyland duck.
I'm gonna be a Disneyland duck. That's right.
Period. Just sounds
Hmm.
like so much fun. So
Autopia.
relaxing.
We went everywhere.
We did. We did
Mm.
we did do Autopia. That's when
We
I
did
hadn't
do
been.
Autopia.
It was so cool.
The guy really
And then
appreciate. I was like, where's the gas? Where's the brake?" He's like, "Just press on the gas and then step off the gas and brake." And I was like, "Oh, like a Tesla." He laughed at me.
I didn't know that's how a Tesla. I did not know.
I think that's how a Tesla works.
I would not know.
I don't know either.
That doesn't sound right.
They do like automatic braking. Anyways, we're not here to talk about Tesla.
I don't know
We're talking
anything
about
about them.
Disney.
Don't ask me.
I don't
This
know. Put it in
confused
the
me.
comments
But
down below if I'm wrong.
that day was like really really cathartic.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
So that was amazing. We go back to the hotel. Did
Hmm.
we buy alcohol that? No, we didn't. We
No,
just
because we were
we just
still
went
drinking
back.
vodka.
Yeah. We went back, had some vodka, went
Went
to
to
sleep.
brunch. Yeah, went to brunch the next
Got him,
day.
went to brunch. That
Hmm.
was delicious. Um,
Then back to Disneyland.
and then back to the Disney.
And what were we wearing that third day?
Just regular clothes.
Yeah, I think regular
We
clothes.
didn't have an outfit for that planned for that third day. We ended up matching anyways.
Hmm.
Yeah, we were wearing similar outfits, and we did what we did the one big water ride.
Oh
on
yeah,
that day.
Grizzly Peak in California.
Yeah, and you know what? We passed by that wasn't open, and all the magic key holders were able to go on it, but we weren't. The
Yeah.
Tiana's riverboat adventure thing.
Yeah, the new Splash Mountain.
Yeah, that was
Tiana's Bayou
open.
Adventure.
Bayou Adventure, that's what it's
Mhm.
called.
Yeah.
You know what's different about that besides that it's all Tiana instead of the other
Racist
cartoon
rabbits.
characters,
Yeah.
super racist cartoon characters,
Huh.
is that they added water to the ride, so you are getting soaking wet.
Yeah,
That's
so
not the way it used to be. This is like a water ride now.
yeah. And so we were yeah, we just went right after we like went mid-season switch over because they still
Yeah.
had Haunted Mansion Holiday and stuff, but it was they had taken the pumpkin out, but it wasn't fully Christmas yet. Which
Yeah.
again, I'm willing to pay that price for smaller crowd sizes.
Sure.
I'll take it.
And it wasn't that much smaller, to be honest. It was a lot of people. It was still a
True.
lot of
But in
people.
Fast Pass, it makes you feel like I don't think we waited longer than anything on a Fast Pass longer than 20 minutes to get on a ride. I think we waited 45 minutes for Rise of the Resistance, but there's no Fast Pass for that
Yeah,
unless you want to pay for it. Yeah.
at the most we waited 45 minutes for a ride, which I remember waiting for Space Mountain an hour and a half. I remember being in those lines.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing, you have to queue in via the app to go on the Haunted Mansion.
They are
Period.
doing a virtual queue, and I had never done a virtual queue before. And so I tried to get on in the morning, and then it's like, you need to be in the park to do this. And
Yeah.
so I was like, oh yeah, because we were at brunch and I wanted to queue up because I wanted to really show you Haunted Mansion Holiday,
Mhm.
which is for those who don't know, it's Haunted Mansion, but it also has the cover of The Nightmare Before Christmas as well. So
It's
they have
all
two of the
Nightmare Before
worlds.
Christmas. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And so I was trying to make sure that got in line because, you hear those, they're so hard to get into. And oh my gosh, maybe you won't be able to do it. And so it says, oh, you need to be in the park to get this. Because also, I'm not going to wake up at 7 a.m. to get in a virtual queue because
Yeah.
maybe we have to go at 8 a.m. at rope drop. Like, I'm not going to be ready for that.
Yeah.
So, but we did get a virtual queue and we're just going on all these other rides in the meantime. And it was just really what I was like, oh my gosh, Haunted Mansion, we're ready. We're ready.
That was really cool. This is the day that my friend from TikTok met us too on
Mhm.
Thursday. She met
Yeah.
up with us on Thursday. And Marissa, shout out Marissa. She's a magic key holder, and magic key holders get big fat discounts.
She
So
was a
we
top
saved all of
tier
our, yeah,
magic key holder because that's what
yep,
we said. Okay, we're going to go through the shops. We're not going to buy anything. We know what
right.
we want. So we had our eye jewelry, mimosas, fine leather goods, treat
Fine
yourself. But we
leather
were like
goods.
outside of what you needed your ears, and I needed a sweater that first night because,
Yeah,
and
I bought these the first day.
so we needed that. But anything, she says, I'm a magic key holder and let's like just go buy whatever you want on my magic key holder pass.
She straight up said, "Do not buy anything until I get there."
And I
And we
said,
were like, "Okay."
I wanted to make her, I'm like, okay, do you want to go on any rides? I don't want you to feel like we're just using you. I've
I
just
know.
met this person. Like,
Yeah.
I want to have her be included. And she's like, I come here all the time. Like, let's just go shopping. I said, oh, excellent.
She literally just goes after work and eats
Yeah.
in the park
And then,
and
of
just
course,
goes on a couple of rides and then goes home. It's
I,
crazy. I
I want to
wish.
be that person so badly. But also,
So
it's like,
bad.
because of the money we had saved on what we were going to buy, I was like, that money's already spent in my mind. I was like, I can now buy myself my pink Disney Spirit jersey.
Yes.
I can get
Yes.
more. I'm
And
going
you
to
got
spend the
those
same.
new ears too. I love these
I
ears with the
did.
classic Disneyland sign.
It's the classic Disneyland sign, yellow bow, blue sequin. So, but
Hmm.
because at first I was like, ooh, what do I want to buy? But then it was just very much like, if I don't leave here with a new set of ears, that's kind of like, you got to get a new set of ears every time you go.
I feel like that's going to be my thing every single time I
I've
go.
got quite a
But what
collection.
I got for the discount was
Mm.
a Maleficent ring with a Swarovski crystal for our viewing people.
Yes.
I don't even know if you can see it. You see my middle finger.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's Maleficent. matches my ears. And then
Yes.
you also got some jewelries.
I did because what I wanted to get was the new red sequin ears with the red bow with the hidden Mickeys in them, and I wanted the matching red sequin Loungefly backpack as well. But I already had a rose gold sequin Loungefly backpack, with the for the mini ears. So I was
Mhm.
like, man, do I really want to? Because you know how much they're going to be. It's up to 150 for the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that was going to be my treat to myself. And I said, okay, but I only use this backpack once a year. And this is the first time I've ever used this backpack. Do I really need another thing on my shelf? Because I want to show it off.
Right.
And, I'm like, do I really want those ears without this? So, we have to think, what are we going to use? So, of course, Rachel loves a good cocktail ring. So I went and got it's three rings, but it makes one set, so it's like a little stack for our YouTube. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it has like the little hidden Mickey on the
With the
center ring.
Mickey. I
Mhm.
love this stack of rings.
And
I
it was
remember when you
so
tried it
sparkly.
on and
Mhm.
you were it was like all sparkling and I was like, "Oh my God, you look so rich."
You said, no, this is how you said it.
Oh
Bitch,
yeah.
you look rich.
You loved that. You were like,
I really did. I really
I
did.
do. And then you
And
immediately hated it.
it was really hard to walk away. It was really hard to walk away. But I was like, no, we're going to come back. We're going to think on it because I have to follow my own rules. And then let's get it for 20% off, which was great.
Yeah, dude, Marissa came in clutch with all of our souvenirs.
30
Like you got,
bucks.
yeah, I also saved $30 on
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah. It was wonderful.
So huge, huge shout out to her. Thank you so much for coming to the park and meeting us. What a
Yes.
sweet lady.
I
Love
know.
her.
Yeah. It was
Love.
wonderful. It was wonderful.
And then what happened on Friday? Nothing eventful. Our feet were killing us.
Our feet
By
were.
Friday,
And here's the
we were
thing.
done.
I know, I had worn my sneakers the whole time. We're talking Under
Mhm.
Armour athletic shoes. And then I
Yes. And I
even
was wearing Nike
even
Cortezes. They were
And
perfect.
I even bought like more insoles to go in them. So
Yeah.
it's just the fact that it's like, not that I live a sedentary lifestyle, but okay, we go to the gym, we lift, we go swimming, we do all these things, but it's like, it's just hard to get in 8 miles a
Yeah.
day if you're not used to just walking 8 miles a day.
8 miles.
Yeah, it's a
My
lot.
hips hurt so bad by
Yeah.
Friday. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I
So
was
Friday,
exhausted. We were very relaxed on Friday. We went to the wine bar on
we went to
Friday,
the
met
wine
up with
bar,
Lolo on
met up
Friday.
with my friend Lolo, and
Yes, love Lolo. She was so cool. I've heard
she's
so much
also
about her.
magic key holder. So we got like the last of our shopping done. I think I bought this
That's right.
shirt and this. Like it was like the last moment. I was like, okay, we need to, if we're gonna buy something, we need to buy something right now. So I finally got
Yeah.
my ears, got my pink spirit jersey. And I think, yeah, I think we'd also had a bottle of wine plus to go into the park.
Plus,
A plus, yeah.
absolutely plus, a bottle of wine plus. And then we had pizza, a
Oh,
lot of pizza.
a
We
lot of food.
carved up for
Yeah.
Friday.
And
We
then
sure did.
that was the day where we were just wearing everything that we had kind of bought previously.
Yeah.
I got the blue Mickey. It's like Dodger blue, California blue,
Yeah. The
Mickey
jersey.
jersey with the like traditional Mickey on it, and
Yeah.
which was so wonderful because I was like, go sports. This is when
Yeah.
when
Go sports.
sports. When Deadpool makes me watch football, I'll be like, no one can yell at me for having to supporting the wrong team because who doesn't like Disneyland and Mickey?
I know that's
Move
right.
them
And then
from
I
my
was
sight.
wearing my Haunted Mansion sweatpants sweater set.
Yes,
So freaking cute. I'm so obsessed with it, Rachel. I want to wear it every day. I swear to God.
you should.
I do. I want to wear it every day. It's so spooky and cute.
Mm-hmm.
But I had worn the day before I had worn Converses like an idiot
Ah,
to
yeah,
walk 8 miles. Just FYI, do not wear Converses. Do not wear
no.
Vans. Do not wear Converses to walk around Disney. Get yourself some good orthopedic friendly shoes before you walk
We're
around that damn park.
we're so
My
old.
God, if you are over 40, just
I can
wear orthopedic friendly shoes on that park.
I could really feel it in like my hip flexors. We
Bro.
were just stretching out on the bed, like
Yes.
mimosas just stretching. But
We
again, oh my
both.
gosh. Okay, the last day though, we go to Disneyland and who do we run into?
Oh my God, Rachel, we ran into my favorite princess.
At first, we ran into Rapunzel.
We did run into Rapunzel.
Rapunzel
She was
says
walking
to
back.
me, Rapunzel says to me, "Oh, I love your hair. It's the same color as mine." I was like, "It is the same color as yours."
Oh my God, dude.
I was
Oh
like
my God.
fangirling out. I was like, "Let me take a selfie. Let
And
me
we
do this."
freaking know. Here's the part that
Mhm,
is just it's so funny is that we know these
mhm,
are college aged young ladies,
mhm,
young actresses in
mhm.
their first little acting job. They have to
Technically old enough.
stay.
We're old enough to be their moms, you know.
We are.
Hmm.
We are. You saw Rapunzel, fangirled over her.
Hmm.
I see Belle, and let me tell you, I have Beauty and the Beast sheets up until I was 14 years old. I loved Beauty and the Beast. Belle was my princess, period. End of story. I
Hmm.
don't think I have a photo with Belle when I was a child. I really don't. I think this is literally the first time I am meeting her at Disneyland. I shit you not. I posted it on my Instagram. I looked like a 10-year-old talking to her.
I
And the way
know.
she was looking at me, I just started crying, Rachel.
Yeah,
I
there
don't
was.
know what it was. I was so overcome with emotion. And it was like literally like 10-year-old Jackie immediately was on the outside. 42-year-old or how
40
41.
Wonderful.
First of all, I'm not
Mhm.
let me just not age myself, but I'm
Yeah.
almost there.
Yeah.
But like she was gone and 10-year-old Jackie came out from deep inside my soul.
Hmm.
And like it was such an emotional release. And I wonder if those young ladies
Hmm.
who play these princesses understand that sometimes they're healing the inner child of all these millennials who are Disney adults.
I hope that
I hope they
I hope
know.
they appreciate what they're doing for us because it's like, oh, there's the characters in line and I'm not so in love with Pooh or Mickey or Minnie. I'm like, okay, it's
Right.
nice. It's nice to see them, but let the little kids have them. But the lines to I mean, I was just walking past Rapunzel and asked to take a selfie with her, and she did. And
Yeah.
like they don't have handlers either. Like maybe there's like one person,
They
but there's
do.
not like a
They
team.
do. They're around.
Yeah.
You just when they're not in a costume that covers their mouth and
Mm.
their face, they stand a little bit further. They don't have to have like them
And
super close.
I videoed that whole interaction with you and
Yeah,
Belle.
I have a picture of you video of you walking through with her, and the handlers are like kind of further
Yeah, a little
away.
farther away.
Yeah.
And then because I had my blue Mickey jersey, she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, look at us wearing the same color." And I just wanted to be like, "Your song at the beginning of the movie, like that's the one I just belt out. Like that's the one." And
she's gonna know which
she's
song you're
gonna
talking about
know. She
too.
wants adventure in the great wide somewhere. She wants
I
it
know.
more than she can tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I felt like so rushed, but it was just hard to really get out like what this moment like meant to you, meant to me, and thank you. And maybe it's
Yeah.
just like she's not even clocking this at this point. Like, what are these weird adult people doing here? Kind of thing.
Here's another Disney adult. But
Whatever. But
like
it's
I felt like I had like a small moment where 10-year-old Jackie finally gets to meet her princess,
Mhm.
like her favorite princess,
Because some,
and it just felt so healing. It really changed. I think that you took a photograph of the moment my perspective changed,
mhm.
to
Yeah.
be honest.
And I think because our parents didn't have that kind of money growing up. I remember only going to Disney once as a kid. I have a very brief memory of it, maybe. It really locked deep down. And so it's really like we would see these little girl princesses walking around that went to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. They got
Oh
Bibbidi
my
Bobbidi
God.
booped. And it's
Stop.
they're in their beautiful, high quality princess
Gorgeous.
dresses. They have their
Yes.
hair done. They have their
They
nails.
look like tiny little
They
princesses.
have
It's
their
so
little fairy
cute.
dust. Tinkerbell dust, like glitter all on top of them. And we were like, what we did was always like, oh my goodness, a real princess. Like we
Yeah,
all
we were pointing
said
them
that.
out. Yeah.
And then always the joke is, ooh, she got bibbity bobbity booped, And we, I
So
would
cute.
love to be
I would
adults,
love
bibbity
it.
bobbity booped.
I would love it,
Love it.
Rachel. I would lose my mind. Somebody bibbity bobbity boop me right into Belle. Let me be inked up
Yes.
Belle for I just need it in my I need it.
I think
But also
I have
can
a
they
nice
bibbity
Aurora look for me.
gorge?
Yeah.
But also can they side note, can they bibbity bobbity boop me into Maleficent?
I know. So when they do
Right?
Villains Land
Oh my God, please
and Disney
for
World,
crying out loud.
they need to have, and even if we don't get the dresses, if we can just have the hair done or what have you, there needs to be an adult bibbity bobbity boop. That's
I
what I'm
think so.
saying.
I
There needs
think
to be
that I think it could be a thing. I
they're
think it
really
could be a
missing
thing.
out on it because now we've got the adult money to do it and we want it.
And
Because
we want it
we're not having
so bad.
kids. That's why there's a Disney adults. We're not having kids and we can't afford houses. So all we can afford is a once yearly Disney trip
To heal our inner child.
to heal our inner child. Yes. And
That
so
is,
it's
I
like
feel like this is money being left on the table. I
I
don't know.
think absolutely. All I want to do, if you guys want to get bibbity bobbity booped, this is a great idea. Leave your comments in the section below. We can hear about it.
Who would you
This is
get
not a bad
bibbity
idea.
bobbity? Who would you get bibbity bobbity booped into?
That's
If
true. Hmm.
any princess, but any really Disney character. Like I feel like I know somebody who would be like obviously Sebastian the crab.
Yeah.
Bibbity bobbity boot me right into Sebastian.
I would be Aurora in the pink dress for sure.
Obviously.
Obvi, yeah.
Duh.
Dumb.
Duh. If I had to pick a princess, obviously Belle, but if any character, it's gonna be Maleficent.
Listen, absolutely.
Obviously. I just love her
Obviously.
so much.
Yes, and
So
we went,
much.
but also we rode Pirates of the Caribbean a couple times. Got to
A
smell that
bunch of times.
pirate water. Let me tell you.
That pirate water is a scent.
Hmm.
That is a scent. As soon as we walked in the building, before the scent hit me, you go, "Oh, I can smell it already." That's what you said. And I was like, "Smell what?" And then as soon as I started saying the word what, I
Hmm.
could smell the water. It was
Hmm.
insane.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was so crazy. And it's so great. It's still so great. But those hills were much smaller, the drops,
Hmm.
than I remember.
Oh
I
well,
thought it was like a little one
everything
and a
seems
big
so
one.
big as a kid.
I
Like
guess
oh, it's
so.
so
Yeah.
scary. Yeah. But I know, I think that really the last day was just a chill day. Let's have some popcorn. Let's have some churros. Let's just
Yeah.
go have an
We really
easy
did. Oh, we
day.
had the corn dog.
Oh,
We
yeah, the
had the
corn dogs.
pickle. I had a couple of pickles.
Yeah.
I had so much good stuff. We got such fun souvenirs. We got we so much good snacks. We
Mhm.
drank good drinks. Highly recommend doing a Disneyland adults only trip. And
Yes.
like,
And share the snacks so you can have all I wouldn't let me tell you something, Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy Onassis. I wouldn't change one thing.
not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
It healed a part of my childhood I didn't actually know needed it. So that was actually so magical.
Hmm.
I was so happy to be with you at the park. I can't wait to make it a tradition and go visit all of the Disney parks because side note, I heard at Tokyo Disneyland,
Hmm.
you can dress like an actual princess.
Because I think that is our takeaway out of this thing. We're like, we need
We're
more
going to
of
the other
this.
parks.
We want to go to every single
Yeah.
Disney park.
Yes.
Every single Disney
We're
park.
going to all of them. We're
Hmm.
going to go to Disney World. We're going to Disneyland Paris.
I
And we're
want
going to
I want
Tokyo
to drink
Disney, which,
champagne. I want to drink champagne down Main Street, Disneyland Paris.
yeah, I think that sounds amazing. Disneyland Paris is actually the only Disneyland park I've not been to.
You been to Shanghai?
Oh, I didn't know there was one in Shanghai.
There's one in China now. Mhm.
Okay, then I did. Then that one. That'll be the
There's
other one.
Disney Sea. There's Disney Tokyo.
I've been to Tokyo Disney.
Hmm.
I've been to Disney World, and I've been to Disneyland. So anything outside of that, I've not been to.
I've only been to the one, so we need to go
Where
collect
we've got,
more ears.
we need to go collect ears from around the world.
And we're not talking Epcot, baby.
No, the actual planet. This godforsaken rock that's flying through outer space with us on it. We might as well be at the happiest place
On
on the
Earth.
rock.
Yes. So Jackie, thank you so much for accompanying me on my annual Disneyland vacation.
Thank you so much for uh, inviting me, quite frankly, and being the bestest friend on the planet.
Aw, thanks. Oh, I see you shuffling those cards. Are you ready for a little tarot reading?
Yeah, I kind of wonder what it's going to be about since
Gonna be good.
we just talked about the park and like healing
Healing our
ourselves.
inner child for sure.
For sure. I
I'm glad
wonder.
we got out of Disneyland what Disneyland hopes to put into people. So
Disneyland was a little bit of a therapy sesh,
for sure.
you know?
For sure. But I'm gonna
I feel
see
like
you
it would be.
soon.
Mhm.
I know.
I'm going to see you soon. I'm going to be in Colorado this week
Yes.
for a week. And Rachel's going to do my nails. So stay tuned for the nail episode because we're just going to have a gas.
Yeah,
We're going
hot
to have some
gas.
hot gas and a live studio audience. But
Excellent.
don't forget to check into the Patreon to find out about our second day at
Mm,
Disney,
the triple date.
the triple date. But wow. You
Card
saw that one jump
flying.
out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Your face.
That's crazy. It's the card that popped out when we started talking about the triple date.
Mm-hmm.
It like, why did you jump out when we were talking about the triple date? Is it something about this person kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
So, all
Very
right,
exciting. So,
let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. All right. So, the first card.
this is the first card
And
that jumped out, or this is the
no,
card,
this is the first of three. I
the
always
first of
read the
three?
jump out cards at the very end.
Oh, got it, got it, got it.
Yeah. So this is going to be the 10 of Wands. It is upright, and that sort of indicates the almost a result of something that you've been working extremely hard for. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you've been working on something personally or professionally, like this is the result. Interesting.
To me, I'm like, yeah, it's the result of vacation I've saved a year for.
Right?
Tuition.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The 3 of Wands is the next card, and that is representative of looking ahead,
Ooh,
expansion on your plans.
all of the
Represents transformations of dreams into concrete plans. So, more preparation for bigger goals, bigger dreams.
yeah.
And then the last one is the Hanged Man, but it is the Hanged Man upside down or
Mm.
reversed. And the Hanged Man upside down or reversed sort of represents stalling or putting things off, or like the fear of the sacrifice
Mhm.
making you put it off, like put off the journey, like not work towards those goals.
Why does it gotta call
So
me out? Because I'm like, how am I
I
gonna afford a trip to Japan?
it's not gonna be a big deal. The universe provides that. You literally talked about it
Yeah.
right at the top of the show. The universe, we didn't know if we were gonna go out to this fancy dinner. The universe was like, excuse me, it is your friend anniversary. Here
Mhm.
you go.
There you go.
So like don't that basically like you have a goal. I think if we're reading this right, if we're just reading it on Disneyland,
Yeah.
like this was an amazing goal. You accomplished it. You have other goals that you're working towards. So don't be hesitant don't stall working towards those goals just because you think that you're currently going through a uh road, like a bump in the road. Like
Mhm.
that bump in the road isn't meant to stop you. It's only meant to teach you whatever lesson it's meant to teach you. But it does not mean to teach you, it does not mean to negate your big goal.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like I'm hearing from these three cards. And then
More
finally,
Disneylands.
like if our goal is Disney, I think that's exactly what it's talking about. Like, don't be
Yeah.
afraid to make that, even though it's big, that don't be afraid. Don't let these little bumps in the roads that both me and you are going through.
Mhm.
Like I got my dad is coming and I got family coming and the family literally moving in with me.
Yeah.
How am I going to do it all? And like my brain is just like trying to give me those ideas to not jump.
Yeah.
But we should just work towards, if that's what we want, which I think we definitely do.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to let a little road bump in the road stop us. It's
Mhm.
just, it's not just because it's not right now, it doesn't mean it's not never.
That's right.
That's how I feel. And then the card that jumped out when I was talking, when I was talking about the triple date,
Mm-hmm.
is the Empress. Look at this visual, Rachel.
Ma'am.
She's pregnant. But like that is like the symbol of fertility and life and like just the gateway of the universe, right? She's a
Mhm.
symbol of feminine principle. She's a representative of Venus. And if one thing we learned is that day is the feminine power we have in multiples when we're together. We have better judgment of who people are. We are very much like grounded and connected to each other. And I feel like that's maybe like, if we're
And
relating it to the rest of this card group, like this very much says like the power that we have from the feminine power that we have to make our fucking goals happen
Mhm.
is so like strong within us that we don't really need to fear anything. This isn't real. It's a bump. It's not a block. It's a bump. It's not a bump. It's a bump, Rachel. And it's not a block.
Not a block. I love it.
And that's the read.
Mm. So
What you
just go to
think?
more Disney's.
Go
Got
to
it,
Disneyland.
universe. Message received loud and
Thanks,
clear.
Spirit. We
Thank you,
go to
Spirit.
Disneyland. That's what we need to do. We need to collect ears and be at the happiest place on earth and Disney bound and just be ridiculous once a year.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna be living in spirit jerseys for a while.
I know. I also got a Spirit jersey. I've worn it twice since I got home, so it's in the
Yeah.
wash. But mine is black and yours is pink.
Yes.
We're so cute.
Black and white field.
Black exactly.
Oh, well, thank you, Jackie, for once again going with me on a fabulous friend anniversary, friend-assance,
Renaissance, if you
friend-cation.
will.
Mm-hmm.
Friend-cation.
Yes, I'm here
10
for
out of
it.
10.
Would
Highly
recommend.
recommend. Highly recommend.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, Jackie, are you ready to join me over on Patreon for some more Choni Chocolate Cheese May?
Yeah. Is everybody finally going to hear about the second day at Disney? The thruple date?
The thruple date. I know, because let me tell you, Rachel gives no fucks.
She doesn't.
And can this man impress me enough to get to Jackie?
Woo!
Let me
I
tell you,
felt so scared for him.
I put him through his paces because no
Woo!
one's gonna come between me and my bestie on our
I
bestie
know. I
vacation.
know. That's fucking right. I know that's right. We got each other's backs.
That's
You know what?
right.
We know we're going to be at each other's weddings, next weddings. We
Yes,
don't know who's going to be at the altar with us, but we know we're going to be there.
that's right. Right by your side.
Right by your side, sis.
But until then, thank you for joining us on another fantastic and fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent and
Spellbound with Black.
Whitefield. Love
Love
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.